Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collection live reading. And if you are watching later, please fast forward onto the 5-minute mark when the reading will begin. And we're just going to wait for a few people to come in a little bit. Oh, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to be using the Archangel Metatron deck by Amanda Ellis. Shout out, Amanda. This was very kindly gifted to me on my birthday. So I'm going to use this deck again. I'm not sure if you felt the effects of the partial lunar eclipse on the 5th, which was in Sagittarius. And if you haven't, then good, because usually the effects of the lunar eclipses or any eclipse are felt about 3 days afterwards, up to and including 3 days afterwards. Now, we do have another one on the 21st, remember. So there should be more energy coming through. But between now and then should be a little bit... Be interesting to see what comes out in the cards. There was a little bit of a Schumann resonance blast that was that took place, I think, yesterday. So if you've been having lots of headaches and sinus issues, especially, I mean, look, before the partial lunar eclipse, there was a lot of people having sleep issues. I've got to laugh. I slept for like 2 hours. I couldn't sleep. I literally physically could not sleep. I had 2 hours of sleep and then kept waking up. So I've slept a solid 12 hours every day since the eclipse, thank God. And I also charged, hello, Mistina. Hi, welcome. I also charged some moon water up. So I've been drinking that as well. And I think it's really balanced me out. Thank you for the like. And everyone else who's joining us, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. How did you get on with the partial lunar eclipse? And have you felt any of the certainly the light body upgrades I've been feeling? The headaches and the sinus issues were insane, but luckily my sleep routine is back. So, and I feel like I'm a bit more alive now. So I feel like it's been good, but I've heard quite a lot of feedback of people really struggling through this one. So how did you get on? How was it for you? It was on the 5th. How did everyone find it? Thank you for the like. Okay, hopefully everyone is feeling a little bit... I feel like it was a relief, because I had usually on a full moon, because it was a full moon and then it was a partial lunar eclipse. Usually on full moons, usually on full moons I don't sleep that day, but for the week before I couldn't sleep. And then I was having clients, I was doing lives. Now the Wednesday before the Wednesday before the lunar eclipse, I looked like a zombie. I'm not even going to lie. I know how much of a zombie I looked. I was wandering around. I don't even know. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I love Coca-Cola, but I know how bad it is for you. I had to buy Coke. This is how bad it got. I actually had to buy Coke, but it's counterproductive because obviously when I'm channeling, I need my body to be a clear, a vessel, isn't it? Joanna, hello, welcome. Why do I feel like you've got good news? Why do I feel like you've got some good news? Oh my God, my guys have said she has. Oh my goodness. And look, I just cut the deck. It says fly free. Throat chakra, blue. Archangel Michael, throat chakra, communication. Right, should we get started? I've got goosebumps already. Why do I feel... Oh, let me know. Let me know. It hasn't come yet, love. Still hasn't come yet. I told you they take forever. Hello, Tianina. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. By the way, guys, if you haven't already joined thank you so much for the like. If you haven't already joined the Facebook spiritual support group, by all means, check us out. I'm also looking for new mods. So if you want to volunteer, please let me know. Right, let's get going. Let's see. Amanda Ellis. This is Amanda Ellis's Archangel Metatron deck. You can buy this on Amazon. Now, if you remember my birthday stream, this was the deck I got gifted to me from Amanda on my birthday, and I was... Joanna, how did you find this eclipse, this partial lunar eclipse on Friday? Because I've slept 12 hours every day since, and I charged up my moon water, and I finished it off today. I charged... I'm about 5 or 6 glass bottles up. and I charged my crystals and everything. So I'd be honest with you, that water did me the world of good. It wasn't just the moon, it was the water that really had cleared out so much. The lots of sinus issues and head issues. What, even afterwards, Joanna? Because I felt like before was awful with sleep, and I feel like afterwards was yes. I had a man attack me in my dreams. I'm not even joking you. I had a man attacking me in my dreams. I wish I was joking. But do you know what the worst thing is? I just remember, because I'm only 5'5", and I just remember he was really big, and usually I can defend myself, and I couldn't, and it really disturbed me. Like, I really can't. I feel like crying thinking about it. But I remember it was an older man, and it was a really creepy old man, and he was much bigger than me. And I tried to, like, do my normal, you know, like, defend myself, and yeah, I couldn't. It disturbed me there. That was hot. Just reminded me of that. I dreamt of my counterpart last night. Oh, how lovely. Oh, Mistina, that's brilliant. That's a really good. I'm glad you said that, because there's me sat there having a really depressing dream. At least one of us is having a nice dream. No, that was the only one. That was actually before the full moon as well. So I charged up my rose quartz crystals, and I haven't done this for a long time, but I have them here. I do have. So I've got my wand, and then I've got my candle holder, which is rose quartz. But I've now got 2 rose quartz crystals underneath my pillow. So when I sleep, let's see, because there's no way I'm having that kind of dream again. I'm literally about to go, like, learn kickboxing from that, because we're not going to be dealing with that. So let's have a look. Let's see what the I can't speak. When is it Mercury in retrograde? Because I feel like I'm picking up on that already. Yeah, you can also get water bottles that you can put crystals in, and then you can charge them outside. So when and I'll be really honest with you guys, if you haven't already done this, the 21st of this month, don't forget, we've got Polaris North Star conjunct North Node in Gemini, conjunct the Sun and the Moon solar eclipse, 27 degrees Gemini up to and including 0 degrees Cancer. They're all within literally 3 degrees. It's going to be a big one. Now, okay, it's not a full moon, but it's a solar eclipse. I'm going to charge. I might even put my cards out there as well, if I'm being totally honest with you. I feel like I want to put water out there for that one. There's something about the energy here overnight. Well, I would look up in your area when the solar eclipse will take place, because, yeah, I feel like that would be an interesting concept, especially to charge up with crystals inside a glass bottle. You can get custom made ones that do that. Right, let's have a look. Spirit, what do we need to know, please? Let's begin. What do we need to be aware of here? Oh no. Wow. Okay, I'm not okay, this not no. You're gonna, Mistina, I've got goosebumps. Let me just, someone's trying. I feel winded. I can't talk. One sec. Let me try and. Okay, I'm annoyed with myself right now because I physically cannot talk. Pull yourself together. This energy is no joke right here. This energy is no joke. When I show you this card, I can't even, I don't know, my body's not allowing me to function. I know I look extra as anything right now, but this card, the energy, I can't help it. Why is it? This is why I've got to really make sure the cards. Right. What did I say to you guys? Yeah, I feel like I can't talk, but this is because the cards that I'm literally have just fallen out. It's like it feels like someone's punched me in the stomach, and I've been sucker punched in the stomach, because it's like the news is that overwhelming. You know what I mean? And I don't know if anyone else does this, but usually I'm very good at, when I get news, I can kind of handle it, and I don't know. Usually I'm very good with hiding it, but there's something about this energy. I'm like, the heck? He freezes up when he's around me, and he's the only person who can make me speechless. Oh well, I'm telling you now. Hang on, let me before I try. I'm trying to show you the cards, but let me just prepare myself. This is ridiculous. I feel like I'm nervous now. I feel like I'm nervous. Oh my goodness. There's some, guys, I'm not joking, there's some big news coming. I feel it. I can feel it. Now I'm all excited. Now I'm all excited. If this is you, and Joanne, I'm talking to you as well. Guys, you have to let me know if this is you. I feel like there's like it's right, grounding myself. I can't talk. We haven't even started the reading yet. Conquering fear. Start today. Do you remember the reading I did on Friday about the masculines, the divine counterparts, where they were scared? Well, this is like, again, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting Disney songs. I can't talk. I can't talk. This is driving me mad. Okay, there's definitely an energy here of you masculines, feminines, whoever it is, who physically cannot verbalize how they feel. And I'm going to be honest with you, it feels like someone has glued me to my seat. And actually, not only can I not move, I feel like I'm being pulled to do something, but I can't physically do it. It feels like I'm glued somewhere and I'm being ripped out of that spot and pushed. That's how it feels. But not only, and I know I sound totally dramatic and extra here, but it's like I can't talk. I can't verbalize how I feel. I'm talking now, obviously, but it's like a shock to the system that they haven't quite allowed, or whoever this is in relation to, it's like they haven't quite caught up with it yet. This, I'm going to be honest with you. Do you remember, again, Friday's reading where this was about divine counterparts, where there was a lot of nervous energy and fear? It feels like something has shifted here, but it's like they're still rooted to the spot. But I haven't even showed the second card yet, and I feel like I'm getting all giddy. So this is someone slowly transmuting fear because they're becoming acclimatized. Okay, but I'm not even joking you. Evolution birthing the new. Now, can we just be real for a minute here? Look, I'm getting all giddy. Oh, bless you, Mistina. Well, look, and I don't know why is this this looks like an Asian child. Anyway, this looks like an Asian child. Look. Now, okay, let's get real for a minute here. Is everyone going to be birthing and conceiving? Let's be realistic. I can't prove and guarantee that. We're talking about a new energy here being birthed, and or a literal. But I feel all giddy. I feel excited. It's like the full card in the tarot deck, the first card of the major arcana. It's the first card, the first energetic kind of leap of faith into a brand new cycle. This is it. We're in a new cycle now. You might sit here and go, well, the physical reality is not reflecting that, and when is it going to? Your body and your head feels weird. What, as in now, or has it always felt weird? Because your body, I'll be honest with you, since the lunar eclipse, the partial lunar eclipse on Friday, when I hadn't slept more than 2 hours, I literally was waking up. I was sleeping for like 6 hours, waking up. My head, top of my head was tingling. I'd go back to sleep again for another 6 hours, wake up, and my head, it's like there's light codes coming in really strong right now. Okay, so either you're resonating with the information that you're being given. That's number one. And if you don't feel like it's that, then try and ground yourself, because maybe you're not grounded. That's the same with anyone. If you are entertaining or meditating, you should be grounding yourself first. You should be protecting yourself first. And you also should be making sure that you are you know, utilizing, and because don't forget, with meditation, we want to connect to the right energy. And it's the same with readings. And because I'll be honest with you, this deck shot me up into outer space last time I read for them. Because it's Metatron, we're talking about the universal grid, which is the ethers. This is the kind of fifth dimension and higher. So the messages usually are dealing with the chakras above our crown here, which is the 7 chakras up to from the soul star upwards. So if you're feeling like you're getting downloads from this information, check that you're grounded, because this deck does do that. I'm not going to lie. Like my third eye feels like I'm having someone do that to it at the moment, because it's just I'm being recalibrated. They were like, look on the bottom of the deck. I've looked on the bottom of the deck. It says authentic self. Who are you? This is bringing into your authentic higher self, and their higher self is coming to alignment. This is the twins energy. The higher selves are coming into alignment. So it's not just a physical alignment. There's a higher self alignment taking place. There's a higher self alignment taking place. It's like a zip. There's layers and layers and layers and layers until it gets to a brand new layer where you can't help but visually see this, acknowledge this in the physical. Right, let's have a look. Let's see what else they're going to give us here. Apparently this is looking like it might be another twin reading. Let's have a look. What else can you tell us, please, Spirit? What else is going on? What else do we need to be aware of? What else do they need to be aware of, please? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And again, we're talking Kundalini here. Kundalini, untapped energy. So, Tia Nina, you may want to look into Kundalini rising. The twins. This is why you need to be looking in exercise, because I'm not joking you. If you're activating this type of energetic calibration, alignment, you're probably going to be having an excess of energy. And so we need to make sure we're balancing that out. Have a look into Kundalini. And this is anyone who's getting, if you've checked that you're grounded, and if you've grounded and you're still getting these symptoms, and I'm not talking, because this can also be, you know, ascension symptoms, you know, with the, again, we've had a Schumann resonance blast over the last 24 hours, which I posted an update on the spiritual support group, because people were talking quite a lot about very disrupted energy. Now, don't forget, when you're having that kind of energy, you're talking about light code activation, which is your body, you're on a cellular level, on a DNA level, you're being upgraded. Now, are you physically going to be like, oh, look, my skin is green and I can physically, tangibly see this? No. But on a very deep level, there's going to be a shift, okay? And then obviously it's like anything. If you drop something, you'll see it visually at some point, won't you? If it comes through your eye line, you know, if it's in the ethers and it gets, you know, sort of streamed down, at some point you're going to visually see it. But at the moment it's still in the ethers, it's still being manifested here. But there is an upgrade, which means that because of this new alignment, there is definitely going to be shifts between you and counterparts, you in your physical reality. Let's have a look. What else do we need to be, or what else do they need to be aware of? Oh, here we go. There's something here about inner child work, and also, again, mothering. We've got blue, which is mother and Madonna. Okay, this is the very strong divine feminine energy, but we've got inner child here and know me. Are you because this is very sacral chakra energy. This is obviously this. Now, I'm not sure if you ladies are aware of yonis, but I would definitely look into that. And that's spelled YONI. Because that's a very, very good physical technique to give you a very clear cleanse in a very literal basis. There's something here about inner child work. Now, again, it's your joy center, your sacral chakra is your joy center. It's your pleasure area, isn't it? So I don't know why, but I'm hearing someone like crying out for something. If you feel like you're not getting that, and you're seeking that externally, you must look to yourself to give it. Again, playing with children is very good for connecting with the inner child. It's utilizing, and it's very Leo energy. It's very much kind of utilizing that inner child energy. But connect with your inner child. It's going to really help, because someone's yearning for something here. I feel like crying. This is really strong Cancerian energy. Can you see Mother and Madonna, and then inner child is, I mean, Cancerian. This is, we can't get much more Cancerian than this, really. And again, we're about to hit that on the 20th, 21st is the Cancer energy. I don't think we've got much else in Cancer at the moment. I'm just hearing a dream has been realized. Is someone's trying to manifest babies. Someone's got it on their mind, or someone's trying to manifest babies right now. Because blue is the throat chakra. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. If you do not want to be creating babies, can you please make sure that you are ideally not doing anything? And if you are, please use protection, because there is some babies ready to come here. Cancer in Western and Gemini in Vedic. I feel good around kids. I work as a teacher. Yeah, I mean, there's babies coming here. I'm not going to lie, there's babies. If you do not want to manifest that, please make sure that you are being very careful, because I mean, I'm not joking you, there are kids, there are children. Okay, we've got some karma here as well. We've got untying the knots. Karma, untying the knots. If you feel like your energy, or the energy in this situation, is going 5 steps forward, 4 steps back, the guides are basically saying there's a reason for this. There's something that isn't acknowledged yet. When you next speak about this to, okay, again, if you're thinking about a specific person, when you're okay, if this is to do with a specific person, and it's like 2 steps forward, 15 steps back, the next time you have a discussion, there's going to be a very clear clarity that you weren't aware of, that someone was holding back from you because they were, I don't know why I want to say ashamed, but I feel like you wouldn't see it as being a shameful thing. I feel like someone's scared. There's a lot of fear. Again, it's this fear that's being kind of removed. They don't know how you're going to react, but it's like, I had a baby with me all weekend. I'm double. Oh my God, had your friend's baby. Oh girl. Yeah. Oh my goodness, bottom of the deck we've got pink as well, and I know you've got 3 girls, haven't you? So right, I'm trying to pinpoint. It's going to be different for everyone, but I'm trying to pinpoint, because I put it this way, there is something they do not want me to see right now, and I know that if I dig, I'm going to figure out something, and it's going to ruin it, because my guides are just standing there going, you want to know everything, do you? It's like I feel like I'm going to like totally cuck myself if I keep going with this. But put it this way, this information, you're going to learn about it soon, and I feel like whatever the person thinks that you're going to react to it is, it's not going to be anywhere near as bad. But if I was to sit and dig and I tell you what the information is, the reaction is not going to be the same. But there's definitely strong communication coming, but someone is so scared about talking. They think they've already planned out in their head what they're going to say, and they already have planned out in their head what they think you're going to react like, but it's not going to be the reaction they think. It's not the reaction they think. That was weird. Yeah, look, inner child. This one jumped out again. Okay, we're leaving that card out. It's freaking me out now. Hear and know me. Someone's inner child is not being acknowledged, and I feel like it's the masculines. It's okay. it links back to their growing up, the fact that they weren't heard. They think that with this news, you're not going to hear them because they're comparing you to an old situation, which is karmic. And it could also have tied into a current karmic situation and a younger, when they were younger, karmic situation. That is currently being removed and worked through. That's a stage someone is at the moment. Yeah, look, movement needed. It's like there's an energy here of people that are just in this energy and they're not moving, and because they're talking themselves out of moving. Yeah, they're talking themselves out of moving because knowing if they do come forward. Here we go. I've got someone that's literally trying to get into my head here. One sec. Oh, this is a very subtle energy. Let me just. This is the problem with me. I've got a very, very over the top energy. Okay. Usually people hate me when they meet me because I have an overwhelming energy. So now, sometimes when I obviously channel people, I have to really pull my energy back because it is overwhelming for them, and I totally get it. Same with when I'm channeling mediumship wise. I've been hoping a very young Libra reaches or sends me a message. Right, let me just connect. There's an energy here that wants to connect, but this is a very shy, very, very introverted energy. So I've got to kind of pull my energy a little bit back so that I'm letting them lead. Otherwise, I've scared them off. Someone's got a very, someone's really wary about how they come across to people. And I don't know why I want to say this, but they were told at a young age, this is really cruel, that they don't make a great impression on people. And so there's something about that sticks in this person's mind. And so whenever they're approaching people, it makes them second guess everything because there's something about charm. I don't know why someone placed a very high emphasis on charm, someone needing to be charming, but they feel like they don't have that. And so I don't know why. They're just very much. It's like they're locked in this introverted energy. It's really actually very sad because actually this energy is a very beautiful energy. I'm just hearing. I don't feel like I've got much going for me. So this energy wants to come forward and make an offer, but they don't feel like they match up to you. They don't feel like they match up to you, and I feel like crying saying that. This would be someone who probably is not used to being heard and or has been in a relationship where they were totally dismissed, and so they are used to that, and therefore that is also scary for them to think that if they were to come out of an energy and go into another energy that they would have to go through the same, because this person's been, I'll be honest with you, do you know, I'm getting really annoyed now because I feel like I want to sit and say to this person, can you tell them why are you letting this happen? Don't take that. Like, put your foot down, put your boundaries down. Like, what on earth? You know, this person would have been around situations here. Hi, Stacey. Thank you so much for joining us. That would have been really disrespected. I'm getting angry thinking about it because it's like no one's listening. There's this. It's like I'll be really honest with you. This, and do you know when you get like a soul that's a very evolved soul, and that part of their soul lesson is to come into an energy of not being acknowledged. It feels like this is what has happened, and they've come in to learn something from it. But at the moment, they're getting consumed by it. Now, do we sit and do the work for them? No, because they have to learn. And that's not about being a mean person. That's about it not enabling a situation. He told me a couple of times that I'm trying to figure out what you want. I'm going to be really honest with you. This is, yeah. They don't I feel like I'm getting really frustrated on their behalf because it's like I'm channeling a group of people here that I would give my absolute all if I could get them all in a room and be like, right, this is what you need to do, because they're used to being walked all over. This is what I don't like. This is what gets me really annoyed. Now I'm trying to calm myself down, because there's no point me getting wound up, because then I can't channel. But I feel a lot of frustration from these energies, and I think it's not just me, it's their energy as well. But there's a bubbling over here of my needs need to be taken into consideration. Now, that's not to say that you're not taking their needs into consideration, but people around them, energies around them are not acknowledging much. And I'm just hearing from my guide, but yeah, are they clearly communicating? Now, some of them may be trying to, and others probably are not doing a great job, you know. But yeah, if you're getting frustrated with this energy, I do not blame you, because this is frustrating me. What else can you tell me, please, Spirit? What other messages need to come out here? What's going on? Yeah, the same energy as what we spoke about earlier is about that layering and that kind of the zip, you know. It's like the different kind of connection points between, you know, these twin souls, these higher selves. They have to be in alignment, and there's layers to it. There's layers of built up, you know, that it takes a while. And even when you do one layer, because the way I'm viewing this is, you again, I've said this once before, but there's a connection around chakras, again, from the base all the way up to crown and then higher. And when it gets to a certain point, it starts again. It's like a cocoon within, it's like a Russian doll. That's how it feels until we get to the last layer, when obviously, in my opinion, union happens. But I feel like with each layer that is built upon layer, there is a more conscious awareness of communication, of signs and synchronicities, of higher self kind of connection, telepathic communication, songs, other things that kind of keep coming into alignment, especially dream state. This is the building blocks, but it says priorities, building blocks for life. So again, if one area isn't being acknowledged, then they have to focus on that. Otherwise, it could be blocking the union coming to place. Now, I'm not going to joke here. This, yet again, is in the bottom of the deck. Be careful, guys. Be careful, especially because we're about to go into Cancerian season. It's just be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Because this energy is no joke. This energy is no joke. And yes, it could be not literal. You saw building blocks when I was shuffling. Usually a good indication, yeah. Okay, ancestors, appreciation, healing. There could be some wounds via their own generations or within yourself that need to be looked at. That is either from their own sort of masculine side, feminine side. It's 3:33 right now where I'm at. Oh, make a wish. Let's all make a wish. So that would be a 9, which is endings. There's something that they've learned here with either their older generation parents that isn't serving them. There's this old, I'm going to be honest with you, old antiquated viewpoint of, how do I want to explain this? There's an old antiquated viewpoint of you make a decision and you stick to it. It's that we've got to kind of correct, but there's more to it. I mean, all of these energies have got, there's different energies that would need to be kind of rectified, but there's an old outdated way of dealing things, especially around kids and around how they were nurtured, how they were kind of, how they kind of grew up. See, this is the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this. I think they view, I mean, this is about a long-term legacy, long-term commitment, long-term feasible physical commitment that is the lot. It's like there's a larger kind of thing at stake here. Now, could it be children? Yes, of course. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. They are also taking that into consideration, and I think that's another reason why they're scared, because it's like I don't think they're set there actively trying to think about it. I think it's just it's in their awareness, it's in their conscious awareness. It's almost like they're being downloaded it as well. So it's kind of everywhere at the moment, but I feel like it could be subconscious as well. But again, because it's like there's a knowing that where this is leading, and then the fear would kick in about, oh well, hang on, if I did this, then how is that going to work? And it's like they're comparing it to all these other kind of previous energies that either didn't work out or was traumatic, and so that has to undergo a healing process, of course, you know. But yeah, they're replaying this energy of wounds that have not been looked at, and people that they've come across that were, I mean, the idea was to reflect back a wound for it to be healed, but it's like they're not defending themselves. They're absorbing a lot of, I mean, I'll be honest with you. So sometimes when I do readings and I'm tapping in and suddenly this karmic energy comes through, I feel like, I'll be honest with you, I nearly vomited one time. Okay, and this is no disrespect. Before anyone says anything, this is no disrespect, but it was such a shocking energy. It felt like I was being kicked, and I don't know, it just felt like someone was grabbing me by the sacral chakra, and I'm a healer, so I'm very energy sensitive. Like, that was insane. So you've got to remember, if they're absorbing that energy over and over and over and over again, I mean, that's a heck of a lot to go through, especially because I feel like some of them are like, it's like they're being a martyr or something. Yeah. It's the way I'm reading this is it's like layers of regrets that have never been looked through. Now, is this going to be for all of them? No, but there's definitely fear that's coming up at the moment that is meant to be transmuted, because it's meant to be acknowledged. But this was stuff that was suppressed either through their their parents or through them, but it's all coming up. And I feel like even some of them are kind of looking at it going, is this real? Why am I worrying about this now? And it needs to come up to be cleansed and healed, you know. But this is, if you're not seeing much action, this is why. Because I'm not joking you, I feel like I'm looking in a mirror right now and I'm looking at the reflection and I don't recognize what I'm seeing. That's the easiest way. This is just what they're showing me. Right, here we go. So we've got chakra and we've got Archangel Sandalphon. So chakra, again, this is light body upgrades. This is, now don't forget, this is, I mean, yes, our cellular DNA is going to be activated, and or we're going to be sort of, you know, I mean, look at that rainbow energy as well. This is in the sleep state. So this is probably why people are having such disrupted sleep now, and more longer, more peaceful sleep, because we're absorbing this energy. Right, so again, symptoms, physical symptoms, if it's not your energy, yes, it could be you're picking up on someone else. Now, this is the trick to use. You need to top your chakra up that corresponds to that area, right? Because it will help you, but it will also help them. So if you're getting headaches, if your heart chakra, now, I'll be honest with you, this is not about attachment. This is not about, you know, energy vampires, because again, you shouldn't be attached. Because you've got to be careful if you're working with this kind of energy that you're not getting attached and then it's unhealthy. You'll know if it's unhealthy, and if it is, you need to, and I'm not talking about cutting cords. Please, I'm going to be really honest with you, don't be cutting cords, because if you start cutting cords, number one, can I just say, that's not how you do it, okay? You need to be disconnecting them and removing them, and then reconnecting your previous cord into where it needs to go. When you're just cutting them, it's like you're going to be leaking energy here, there, and everywhere. Definitely make sure that you're just not just cutting any old thing, because that, I mean, look, theoretically you could ask for support with that with the guides, but I wouldn't be cutting stuff if you don't know what you're doing. Just more work to be done then. But once you've done that and you've got yourself into a position, because you should be vibrating at the same level, not connected. We're not talking about attachment here, right? you then give your corresponding chakra that you feel is maybe a little bit out of alignment based on their energy, you give that attention because it will support them as well. Okay, I'll be honest with you. You need to check where Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter is in your chart. All right. At this present moment in time, there is a lot of karmic energy physically being purged. This is what this light energy code is. All right. Now, let's say, for example, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto is transiting your second house, which is Taurus, the throat. There will be some kind of karmic cleanse between you and their communication that is about to be released. So you could be getting symptoms around the throat area, the ears, possibly anything that rules Taurus. Okay. For example, if it's Gemini, it could be the central nervous system. Okay. The hands, the fingers. Maybe you've had issues around the hands and fingers, because this is like a literal, because don't forget, when you're talking about past lives or parallel lives, you hold that memory in on a soul. I mean, obviously as a soul, you hold that memory, but your DNA also holds memory from your ancestors. All right. So you could be purging ancestral karma, which could also, again, wouldn't just be the twins energy that you're purging, it would also be ancestral energy as well, which again, if Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto were in, let's say, I don't know, 8th house, which would be the sexual organs, maybe you're having issues around sexual, and just pay attention for where that's transiting at the moment, because you're going to notice a lot of different issues, especially if it's like around the head. That would be Aries, so 1st house. Have a look where that is, because there's definitely this energy of again, it's physical body purging, where your cells, where your DNA, where your nomadic self, your light body, there's layers of it that's being lifted. Now, don't forget, when you're purging through layers, when you're doing energy work or healing, you don't just go, oh, there you go, it's one out. There's layers upon layers that it has to move through. Now, if you're purging energy and you've got to the physical, because the physical body is usually the part when you can understand when the symptoms are existing, aren't you? It just means that there's a certain level of awareness where that energy is reached and it's about to kind of be totally transmuted or moved out. So this is, again, why if you're getting lots of a blast of Schumann resonance, which would affect, again, the Earth's heartbeat, which would affect your central nervous system, because it's one and the same thing, which is moving this energy out of you, which is why you're suddenly then getting all these physical symptoms, because also your light body is being activated, and it's because can you see it's all being pushed out. This is what we're going through, and it's not just from karma from them, it's from ancestors as well, because don't forget, Chiron is currently moving through Aries. So also look at your ascendant. If your ascendant is in, say, 18 degrees, look at where the planets are. Is there another planet that's moving towards 18 degrees? That will be triggered at this point. And again, could be around your face, because ascendant is your appearance, isn't it? So have a look at that. Look at around your chart in other areas. Is there going to be another kind of trigger point? Because this is the thing. This is activating all these other different things here. All right. It's like a map. It's a web. It's a web of, again, it's this energy. It's a grid activating all these different areas. All right. And they're all intertwined, as are we all. We are all one fragment of a soul fragment that is a collective body of energy, and we're all living these individualistic realities so that we can learn what we need to learn. And then there's a snowball effect there, isn't there, where there's this kind of growing consciousness and this evolutionary energy. So as we're transmuting that, what Vishku, is something bothering you? Yeah. So maybe I've triggered a memory in you there. So yeah, I don't know why it made me laugh, but it did. I don't know. I feel like I'm reading your mind for something. Pay attention to what, again, especially around physical urges. Like, I'll be really honest with you. Has anyone else been eating loads? Because this, again, my Chiron is in Taurus. This is no joke. Because this is again, Chiron. Look where Chiron is in your chart. If it's in the 3rd house, could be affecting your throat chakra as well. Just have a look into that. Let's see what else is going on. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate you very much. Needed. Thank you. Now let's see what else, what other messages are coming through here. What else do we need to be aware of, please? Yeah, security. So the base chakra, this is the red chakra, which is safety, strength, and power. Now, this is very primal, very, you have Taurus in your 7th house. So 7th house of Libra, partnerships, and Taurus, so communication amongst partnerships. So safety, strength, and power. This is red throat chakra, not throat chakra. This is the root chakra. Now, how interesting is it that we've got native energy here? Lisa, it's insane right now. I'm not joking you, because I have to keep going to the shops every 3 days for fresh fruit and veg. Obviously I'm eating, you know, mainly pescatarian diet at the moment, mainly vegetarian, but mainly because obviously I'm still drinking a little bit of feta cheese, you know, but I'm not eating any eggs or anything like that, because that's just no. So now I've got onto the food subject, my mind's gone totally on the other. Yeah, the food though. Yeah, the food situation is insane, but it's because do you know when you feel like you're in this like a, what's it called, a hibernation mode? It feels like that. It feels like we're in winter, but we're not in winter. We're actually supposed to be in spring. But do you know what? I feel like when we get to like the 20th, when we're actually supposed to be transitioning into summer, I feel like we'll be in spring. It's like the body's resetting. I'll be really honest with you, Miss Dina. I've been channeling a lot of native energy leading up to this situation that was going on. And I was like giving them, connecting people with their guides, because there was a lot of, especially Cherokee. I had a Cherokee elder that was trying to come through to someone that I was reading for in LA. And I was like giving them rituals, because I think they knew what was about to happen. And it was like, and I was like, right, must do this, because this elder's really determined for someone to do it on this piece of land. Your lap band adjusted only liquids. So you have a gastric band, do you? I mean, that's hardcore right there. That's hardcore. Now, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're physically unable to eat, then, you know, don't sort of sacrifice that just because the energy. I definitely, if you've got a gastric band, I would be adhering to the doctor's advice for that, because it is you've got to be very careful how much you are eating with those kind of things. So your ancestors escaped the Trail of Tears, and then Puerto Rican and Dominican with heavy native ancestry. I can only imagine. It's interesting because I always seem to get a lot of African and a lot of native, specifically South American Incas, and the native like Cherokee. That I always seem to, and also kind of Canadian, the Canadian natives as well. I always seem to connect very strongly to them with yeah. There's something I've definitely had a past life there, but. Wow. You need to do more of that, Miss Dina. Hello, Tina. Welcome. In fact, anyone with that kind of very, like, for example, my ancestry is Turkish Mongolian, so I've got Mongolian ancestry, which is where my shamanic roots come from. Partly, again, I've got Celtic roots as well. But yeah, wow, Aztec. Yeah, there's. I'm hearing offerings, but it's flowers. It's natural offerings. There's something about the earth. And I'm talking to anyone with native energy here, because I'll be really honest with you, this is very important at the moment. We have to honor the earth. We absolutely have to honor the earth, because I feel like crying right now. This is again, this is survival. This is about survival. Now, safety, strength, and power. I'll be really honest with you. Red is survival needs. It's your basic primal urges. Yeah, basic primal urges. There is a definite sense of people not feeling like they have security, or their security is at risk. All right. Now, it could even be simple as money. It could be simple as having a roof over their head. Obviously, if this is called into question, it's like a rug being pulled out from underneath you, and we have to get that honored first. But this goes right back to the history of, I have much a Native American in your family. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to be very honest with you. We know how America was birthed from, and our United Kingdom is definitely not innocent here. I'm going to hold my hands up. It's definitely not something. The idea of that makes me feel physically sick, if I'm totally honest with you. Same with other ancestral parts that I've got in my, in my lineage. It's just, it doesn't make me, it makes me feel really embarrassed, if I'm totally honest with you. I'm not, that sounds awful and like I'm dishonoring and disrespecting my ancestors, but I'm not going to condone colonialism and all that stuff. Anyway, getting a little bit controversial now. This is about honoring a rightful balance. This is balance. This is a rightful balance that is about to be carried out, that we're transitioning into. Plain and simple. Right, let's have a look. Without getting too controversial. Oh, Jale. It always make me want to. Yeah, look, lilac. Here we go. Look, now we're onto the higher. We're onto the third eye and crown chakra. Higher realms and magic. So, yes, it was birthed in a vial, and I'm not being funny, but my dad's lineage is Genghis Khan. So, and I've got Turkish lineage. So, it's even, I don't even know which is best. I think none of them. We've all got pretty bad histories, if I'm totally honest with you. Which is why, there's a lot of karma that's being shifted, and obviously when you're being birthed in those lineages, there's a heck of a lot of work you've got to do. Yeah, there's a strong, especially if you've got a strong bloodline, the best way to do it is ask for ancestors who have cleared their karma to assist you. Because if you can ask for an ancestor to step forward that has cleared the karma from that line, from both sides, that will really help you. That will really help you. I have one from my mother's side that is starting to help me now, because my mum's bloodline is royalty. If you trace it back, it's Mary Queen of Scots. So, but I've managed to get an ancestor that has cleared the karma. So, but we're talking about the higher realms. This is about, again, we're bridging a gap here. Can you see we've got a very higher vibrational energy, which is a transition from that kind of higher realm resonance and manifestation into the physical planes. There's a gap here that we haven't quite reached yet, because if you think about it, look at the reality we're in at the moment. There's so much imbalance and injustice that we are trying to work through. How on earth can this fifth dimensional energy come and anchor itself here if even the basic things are not being acknowledged? So we're bridging the gap. Now, how do you bridge the gap, I ask? Well, it's about us. If we're tuning ourselves into an energy of holding these kind of light codes and holding this energy and holding this light and holding this anchor, and that's done in whatever soul mission that you're here to do, then it means that we can assist bringing and bridging this gap and bringing this energy down into earth, which is helping everything, because we are one fraction of a collective consciousness, which means if we're anchoring that, it's helping everybody. Now, you might sit and go, but how do I do that? Well, this would involve meditation, and it would involve, because obviously when we're talking about prayer, we're speaking to source, we're speaking to God, aren't we? But in meditation, we are receiving the information from source. We're receiving that information back. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to meditate on that. If you are not sure about who the ancestor would be, meditate on it and start interacting. Now, if there's no way that you're able to interact, don't forget, there's different ways of doing it. There's different ways of interacting. It could be that you're claircognizant, so it's just a knowing. It could be clairsentient, you're feeling that energy. It could be clairvoyant, you're seeing them, or you could be clairaudient, you're hearing them. Depending on your your choice of, you know, your connection, how you're utilizing that or understanding that information. Build from there, because usually they'll be able to help you align and move forward. Now, once you're in that position and you can understand also why you're here, your soul mission, now that would involve meditation. And again, we do as much of the, you know, this connecting with our higher selves as we do shadow work. There's no point connecting with your higher selves and then leaving all of this shadow work that has not been touched, because I'm gonna be really honest with you, you'll spot it a mile off with in the spiritual community, where people have done zero shadow work and they're trying to channel 8th dimensional, you know, freaking light language, and it's like, that's brilliant, but so I'll be honest with you, I've seen it over the 12 years I've been doing this so many times, where people burn themselves out because they're charging ahead and they haven't looked back and gone and tied it up behind them. And so I would honestly recommend, because this is the thing, you'll know when to do it as well. And the reason I'm saying this is because if we're laying a foundation properly, we do the work. You can only go as high as you've gone down deep. It's a lot of universal law. That is my one thing, and I'll be really honest with you, it's not so, sometimes they do it in a really subtle manner where you're given clues to look into it, and if you ignore it and go, oh, you know, that's a negative thing, I'm going to look at this, the guides will be like, oh right, okay, so you're not prepared to look at all sides of the coin, that's an interesting concept. And then what they'll do is, it's like a little ego prep, they'll keep throwing little things in your way to kind of keep building on this intuition, but you don't realize that all the work that you needed to do you've been ignoring. So just one clue there, because that is so easy to have, that's so easy to do, because they'll set you up for it as well. They'll be like, oh, so do you want to look at this shadow stuff? And if you're like, no, I'm not joking you, you'll end up having to loop back, and then it will annoy you even more, if I'm totally honest with you. So yeah, definitely look into the shadow work, it will help a lot. Wow, there's quite a few cards. Let's see. Right, I'm going to change deck. Let me change decks here, because I feel like I'm... Yeah. There's a mirroring concept going on here. Look, pay attention to what is being reflected back to you at the moment, and where you're getting triggered. That's going to really give you some clues as to what you need to clear up. Right, where are we going with this, Spirit? What are we doing with this? Let's go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle I'm feeling today. Let's go with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Right, let's see. What is it we need to be aware of, please? What do we need to be aware of, please? Thank you for everyone who's been joining us. I appreciate you, and your likes. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay, let's see what else. What other information? What do we need to be aware of, please, Spirit? Oh, look, purity. Can you see? This is not about ignoring what isn't, you know, is just pretending it's not there. This is about doing the work. Look, purity. This is that kind of feminine energy, you know, with the kind of yin within the yin and yang symbol. Because again, it's like, to get to that level, put it this way, if you had a balloon that had a weight at the bottom of it, how high is that balloon going to go? It's not going to go too far, is it? If you release the weight and then again you do the work and unattach the balloon's going to go up, especially if it's filled with helium. Thanks, Stacey, bless your heart. Thank you for your likes, I appreciate you. Yeah, look, there's a very strong sense of awareness that's coming in here, realization. This is, again, when you're kind of, again, it's an upgrade. There's a leveling up that's happening here. And it's not just within the twin flames. It's within your own conscious awareness, within your soul level. We're ascending. I mean, this is ascension energy. This is, again, and if you look in the collective, look at all the rubbish that's being released, which it is. Again, that, you know, analogy of the balloon with that weight on it. we're slowly ascending. We're getting to a slight level, higher level of awareness, and we're releasing stuff that had to be acknowledged. You can't just go, well, all of the injustices, let's just pretend and write that off. No, it has to be brought into the open, discussed, acknowledged. Then once the healing has taken place, a purge has taken place, then we can start moving on. We don't just ignore it. It's the same with the shadow element, that earth is mirroring back not only what we need to be doing, but what the earth is preparing to do, which is why the native energy of, you know, this kind of making the earth an offering is really important, because the natives know how to honor earth, and that those very old information and very, very accurate information that they're trying to bring through. This is what, don't even get me started. This really annoys me, because there is so much wisdom and information that they're holding. We need this information to be given, because it's like, it's a lost gem that we need to make sure is being restored and looked after, because it should be honored. This is a very strong sense of honor that I'm feeling here, that has to be kind of, again, it's like this purity. It's like people are not acknowledging certain energies that should be. And this is, I think, what's going to be coming next here, is all the stuff that was ignored and was pretended isn't there, I think is going to start coming to, which are good, because again, we can't ascend unless we've healed and we've recorrected and recalibrated that energy. What else can you tell me, please, Spirit? What else is going on here, please? Oh, look. And for anyone concerned about where this is going, look, this is peace. Look how beautiful that energy is. This is someone that is, again, there's very much the world card in the tarot deck here, where it's coming full circle. But this is being lit up. It's a circle of light. And look, this is a younger energy here as well, where this is, we're leading the way for the babies that are coming in, you know, the next generation. Very beautiful energy. And it's, I'll be honest with you, it's an extraordinarily high vibrational energy as well, from what I'm looking at and feeling here. Okay, let's wrap this up with the Nature's Whispers Tarot Oracle cards here. Let's get final message. Okay, let's have a look. What is the final message, please, Spirit? What can you tell us? What is the final message that everyone needs to hear today, please? Final message. What is the final message, Spirit, please? What else can you tell us? Final message, thank you. Shout out to Stacey for moderating. I know you've got a lot on, girl. Oh, look. It says, be your best self always. This is very childlike energy. Seahorses is such a strong theme. I keep getting seahorses everywhere. I'm hearing she is one with her environment. She's utilizing her environment. Let me read from the book here. 24. Right, it says, be your best self always. It says, check in with yourself. How are you feeling at this moment? Are you being the person you aspire to be? Remember that you determine how you feel. You are constantly choosing the way to feel the way you feel. It is understandable. It is understandable. We are all human, and there are times that we don't feel 100%. You drew this card to help you to remember to access the higher levels of emotions now. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Do your utmost to achieve more, love more, and to be your best. Oh, I feel like, again, it's very childhood energy. That card was very kind of childlike. Oh my goodness, guys, make a wish. Right, everyone sit and make a wish. Ready? Go. Guys, this is your wish, okay? Bless you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. So we've got Pisces that is going to be coming out later for the first part of June, and then we start again with Aries readings for the second part of June, the 15th to the 30th. Now, I've just filmed, I'm not even going to lie, I've just filmed Aries and I've filmed Taurus. I'm not giving anything away. And if my face is giving anything away, I apologize, but please stay tuned. Okay, guys, take good care. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. I'm sending you all my love with the guides. Take good care. Bye.